2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man, I can't believe that worked. Hey y'all, Lee Evolved here. 2018distiller.com's most popular whiskey reviewer. And I do believe that I have just successfully hijacked Mr. Generously Paul's Dapper Drams channel. Paul, word to the wise, you might want to beef up that password security there, buddy. Maybe drop the 6 and I don't know, give it an exclamation point or something. Gotta make people guess a little more than that. It only took me 15, 20 minutes to figure that one out. But anyway, the reason I am hijacking the channel is because a few episodes back, Paul put some footage of me in one of his reviews that was, I don't know, let's just say it was a little unflattering. I mean, he caught me in the middle of the night trying to get me to review a whiskey, trying to get a good night's sleep. A little embarrassed, but, you know, hey, what can you do? But as a little bit of revenge, I figured I'd go ahead and take over the channel and bring you guys down onto my neck of the woods, down here into Virginia. And I will, before this episode is over, introduce you to the dapperest dram the state of Virginia's got to offer. Well, I got a lot of choices. We could have picked something from A. Smith Bowman Distillery, the Bowman Brothers. That's a good whiskey. We could have went out to the mountains of Virginia to the Virginia Distillery Company. They do a lot of cast finish stuff right now while they're waiting for their whiskey to mature. This one is a cider cask, and I believe this one is a Chardonnay cask finished whiskey. Both of these have won quite a few awards. We could go on into the big city of Richmond and hit up Reservoir. They're a small craft distillery. A lot of good juice in them little tiny bottles right there. Or shoot, we could do across the state line into West Virginia and hit up Smooth Ambler. They do a lot of really good stuff there. This is their 11-year-old single barrel rye. And this is their newest of the 13-year-old single barrel bourbon. But the more I think about it, the more I think I would just stop wasting y'all's time and just have y'all just go about an hour south of D.C. and hit up Belmont Farms and tell them you want a bottle of Virginia Lightning. Gaudy gem. Look at the color on that bottle right there. Man, that thing looks good. We got a lot of good whiskey coming out of Virginia and West Virginia right now, but I gotta say, ain't nothing better than our moonshine.
Well. Would you look at this soggy barrel boy? I told you before, Lee, this is my channel, not yours. Alright? So if we're gonna do this, let's start it off right. Hello, and welcome to the real Dapper Drams, where we taste and review whiskey to try to determine if the dram in our glass is indeed a Dapper dram. Well, I'm sure you've noticed by now that we're sitting out in the middle of a cornfield. I chose a cornfield for our video today because I wanted to better understand the singular ingredient that went into this whiskey: corn. I've sent Jerry on a little mission to try and find some real decent moonshine because honestly, Lee, are we really gonna review this garbage that you sent me last Christmas? I mean, look at this. I still have 3/5 of the bottle left. I tried it neat. I tried it mixed on the rocks. I tried to give it away. Nothing would work. The homeless guy that lives under the I-75 overpass at 8 Mile wouldn't even take it after he'd cleaned the bugs off my windshield. I believe he said that he'd had better stuff that his cellmate made in the back of the toilet during his time in Jackson.
Hold up a damn minute. You mean to tell me you know a guy that can get some jailhouse hooch, and you have failed to mention that to me? Well, I hope you remember that man's face, and you can swing by there on your way to work tomorrow and put me an order in. Hell, I'll take 2 to 3 quarts to start. Just ask him to double filter that thing for me. I've had some before, had some pubes in it. It's a little off-putting. But you have tried this Virginia Lightning. You told me it had some qualities. Don't you remember?
Qualities? Yeah, it's got qualities, all right. Let's examine some of those qualities, shall we? Qualities like corn. Rancid corn. Oh, it's swimming in old butter and butterscotch. Ugh. Bile. Ugh. It's sweet, but it's sickly sweet. That's the kind of qualities this thing has.
Oh, that's a knee slapper right there. You just trying to add some more comedy bits to this episode, ain't you? That's like a regular thing now.
Does it look like I'm laughing? Don't tell me you actually like this stuff. It's horrible. You have a reputation for being a fine whiskey aficionado, and yet you're going to sit here and extol the virtues of corn whiskey? Your whiskey collection is rumored to be in the tens of thousands of dollars. You drink stuff that's been aged 20 to 30 years in the finest sherry casks. But this?
Well, since you asked, I absolutely love this juice.
Oh, I saw that. Not what you were expecting, was it? Wait a minute, not what you were expecting. You've tried this before, haven't you? I just saw you break the seal on your bottle. And you sent me this as a gift?
No, I've had this stuff before. And it's called Moonshine, not corn whiskey, even though it says that on the label. Do you know why we call it Moonshine?
Yeah, because it's usually produced out in the wilderness and at night to avoid the attention of any potential law enforcement in the area. The only light they have is the reflection of the sunshine off the moon, hence the term moonshine.
Where did you hear that malarkey? It's called moonshine because after you drink enough of it, you start getting kind of lightheaded and you feel like you're walking on the moon.
Well, then where does the shine part come in then, Sherlock? If that was the case, they'd call it moonwalking or something like that.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. Maybe we should start calling it moonwalking. Check this out. Brenda Jean is not my lover. Shamon. How about that?
Slow your roll there, Uncle Jesse wannabe. Sit down. The internet doesn't need to see that. And who the heck is Brenda Jean anyway?
She was that hot blonde from the Great Depression. Marilyn Monroe. Won't that her name? Brenda Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who
Whoa. Just stop, okay? Marilyn Monroe's real name was Norma Jean, not Brenda. And Billie Jean is a song by pop singer Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? The guy that wrote that Whiskey Bible book? He's a singer too? Man, that's twice the talent.
Whoa. Just stop, okay? Stop. There was a guy named Michael Jackson who was a whiskey writer. He wrote the complete guide to single malt scotch. You are correct in that respect. He died in 2007, but there is a different Michael Jackson, a very famous pop singer named Michael Jackson. In fact, they called him the King of Pop. you don't expect me to believe that you don't know who Michael Jackson the pop singer is. A guy named Jim Murray wrote the Whiskey Bible.
Jim Murray wrote the Whiskey Bible. Man, I thought he played the gopher in that movie Caddyshack and was a disco dancer in Saturday Night Fever. That ain't him?
Absolutely stop. That was Bill Murray, and he was on Saturday Night Live. But look, no more names, no more singing, no more moonwalking, if that's what you call what you were doing just now. Let's get to actually reviewing this whiskey. And I use the term whiskey very lightly. So what we have here is unaged corn whiskey. Unlike bourbon, where there's a mash bill of corn, rye, wheat, barley, this is strictly corn. It's 50% ABV. Like I said, it's unaged. That's why it's clear. It hasn't spent any time in the wood to give it any color. And like I said on the back of the bottle here, less than 30 days old. No age to it whatsoever. Off the still, put a little water in it, ship it out. Not what I would consider a good start to this whiskey. The nose it's really just bad. It's just corn, and it's not like you'd think like popcorn or nice buttered corn on the cob or big plate of corn with salt and pepper on it. No, it's just rancid, rotting corn. It's disgusting. Oh, there's other things in there like salsa verde, but not fresh. Not fresh at all. Just bad salsa. There's some butter and butterscotch, but not good. Not tasty stuff. Pickled pearl onions, cocktail onions, which I actually like, and in this case, it does help a little bit. That's all I can tell you right now for the smell, the nose. I don't want to smell anymore. And unfortunately, I have to go back and have a taste. Sting of alcohol. And then corn. Believe it or not, there's corn in there. Just turns rotten. You know, I personally don't see how anyone could enjoy this neat. I mean, I'm sure it's not intended to be drank neat, but put something better on the shelves. I mean, what do you think, Lee?
Well, as you can probably guess, I disagree with almost all of that review. I mean, corn, rancid butter, butterscotch, pickled pearl onions. Paul, all them things is delicious. And my Spanish ain't too good, but salsa verde, well, now that you bring it up, it is a super value. It's only like $25 a bottle. But at least it's fresh.
Fresh? Who wants fresh whiskey? That's the exact opposite of what we strive for in this hobby. Freshness is for watered-down lager beer and laundry detergent.
Let's go in for a fresh taste. And another thing, Paul, you always drink from the container that the shine comes in. It's rude down here in Virginia if you don't do that. Woo. Woo, boy, what a dram. Good stuff.
I heard that. You spit it out, didn't you? Not so good after all, huh? Well, I guess we've learned a few things today on Dapper Drams, haven't we? First, Jim Murray and Michael Jackson have written some excellent books on whiskey. If you haven't already, I suggest picking them up. They're very informative. Number 2, fresh, unaged spirit is not necessarily a good thing. Third, don't drink straight from the bottle if you want to get a good feel for what it has to offer. And fourth, apparently, we shouldn't take Virginia-based whiskey recommendations from Lee, even though he's lived there most of his life. Well, Lee, I'm going to give you the honors this time. Why don't you give us your score first?
My score? Well, honestly, after I listened to your concerns, I gotta rate it 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 kissing cousins.
Hold on. Kissing cousins? Isn't that a bad thing? Like an illegal thing?
Absolutely bad, unless she's hot. So let me change it then. 9 out of 10 unattractive kissing cousins. That should about clear things up, right?
Whatever. Trust me, he's giving a bad score. As for my score, I'm going to rate this unaged corn whiskey 88 corn kernels.
And 88? Man, that's a good score. 88 out of how many?
7 million.
7 million? Man, can't nobody count that high. That's just ridiculous.
So the question of the day is this a Dapper dram? Let me put it to you this way, Lee. It is not my business what a man pours in his glass, but this unaged corn whiskey that you have given me is the most horrible, putrid, disgusting whiskey in the history of horrible, disgusting, putrid whiskey.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No.
Even just a little?
No.
You're thinking maybe as a mixer. Certainly not neat, but a mixer?
No.
How about a shot? Do you chase with pickle juice? A redneck pickleback, per se?
No.
How about a salt-rimmed shot glass full with a lemon wedge? Lick it, slam it, suck it?
No.
How about you drop a shot glass full into a cold draft beer and chug it, Boilermaker style?
No.
In a blender full of ice with some fresh cut strawberries and lime? Frozen Shine-A-Rita?
No.
How about...
No.
Hey, Paul, I think there's something going on with the video. You're breaking up, man. All I keep seeing is the exact same no response. Something's wrong. Check the feed. There it goes. Looks like you got it. How about I take 10 red Solo cups and put them in a triangular pattern, and then I stand across the table and try to throw a ping pong ball into it. You drink it then?
No.
How about some Virginia Lightning on the top of a blue motorcycle drink? We light it on fire, you wait for the flame to burn out, and then you drink it at your leisure.
So once every ounce of the Virginia Lightning has burned off, and there is absolutely no trace of it left, no.
No, that's all he got to say. I send him sample after sample, bottle after bottle, and all I hear the same thing. No, send me some Tamdu. What am I supposed to do? Just keep buying case after case of Tamdu? He got to try some other drinks. I mean, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous that all he wants is Tamdu. The Virginia Lightning is good moonshine. I don't know why you don't want to drink it.
Oh, hang on. Jerry's calling. Maybe he actually succeeded and found some decent moonshine. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah, where'd you end up? Virginia. Okay, where in Virginia? Belmont Farms Distillery. Please don't tell me that of all the places you could have gone, you went to Belmont Farms, the very place that produced this whiskey that we just tried? What do you mean a guy you know told you it was the very best moonshine ever? No, you give me his phone number. I want to talk to him. Text it to me. Okay, bye. I'm going to call this guy.
Unknown caller. I better take this. It might be Richard Patterson. Hello, this is Lee.
Jerry, I'm going to throttle you. Lee, what have you been telling Jerry?
No habla inglés, monsieur. Sayonara.
Those two will be the death of me. So that's about it for us today at Dapper Drams. If you'd like to read my full review of the Virginia Lightning Moonshine, please check me out on distiller.com. Just search for username generously_Paul. If you'd like to read Lee's review as well, search for username Lee Evolved. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. And if you haven't done so already, tell a friend. Maybe you know someone who drinks whiskey who might enjoy this channel. Thanks again, and see you next time.